Ladies, I want you to stop for just one moment and ask yourself this question. When was the last time you truly felt unstoppable? When was the last time you looked in the mirror and saw not just a reflection, but a force of nature staring back at you? If you have to think about it, if you have to search your memory for that feeling, then this message is exactly what you need to hear today. I'm standing here in front of you because I believe in something so profound, so transformative, that it has the power to change everything about how you approach your life. I believe that every single woman on this planet has within her an extraordinary capacity for greatness. Not potential greatness, not someday greatness, but greatness that exists right now in this very moment, waiting to be unlocked through the simple yet powerful act of daily intention. You see, most people live their lives accidentally. They wake up each morning and let the day happen to them instead of happening to the day. They react instead of create. They survive instead of thrive. But not you. Not anymore. Because today I'm going to share with you 10 daily habits that will transform you from someone who merely exists into someone who commands her reality. These aren't just habits. These are revolutionary acts of self-mastery. These are the daily rituals that separate extraordinary women from ordinary ones. These are the practices that will rewire your brain, reshape your identity, and redesign your entire life experience. The first habit that every woman must master is the art of intentional awakening. Most people assault their consciousness the moment they open their eyes. They grab their phones, flood their minds with other people's emergencies, and immediately surrender their mental state to the chaos of the outside world. But not you. When you open your eyes each morning, you're going to claim the first 30 minutes of your day as sacred time. I want you to understand something fundamental about your brain. Your subconscious mind is most receptive to programming in those precious moments between sleep and full consciousness. This is when your analytical mind hasn't yet built its walls of skepticism and limitation. This is when you can plant seeds of intention that will grow throughout your entire day. Your intentional awakening begins before you even leave your bed. Instead of reaching for your phone, you're going to reach inside yourself. You're going to take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself one simple question: who do I choose to be today? Not who do you have to be because of your circumstances, not who do you think you should be based on other people's expectations, but who do you consciously choose to be? Maybe today you choose to be courageous. Maybe you choose to be creative. Maybe you choose to be compassionate. Maybe you choose to be unstoppable. The specific identity doesn't matter as much as the conscious choice, because in that moment of choice, you're taking control of your day instead of letting your day control you. After you've chosen your identity for the day, you're going to spend the next few minutes in visualization. But not the kind of passive daydreaming that most people mistake for visualization. I'm talking about active, detailed, sensory-rich mental rehearsal of your ideal day. You're going to see yourself moving through your day with confidence and purpose. You're going to feel the emotions of success before success even happens. You're going to hear the conversations you want to have and experience the outcomes you desire. This isn't wishful thinking. This is mental programming. When you visualize with clarity and emotion, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways. You're training your brain to recognize opportunities that align with your vision. You're preparing your nervous system to handle success when it arrives. You're becoming the woman you want to be before you even get out of bed. The second habit that will transform your life is the practice of nutritional sovereignty. Most women have completely surrendered their relationship with food to convenience, emotion, or societal pressure. They eat when they're bored, stressed, or sad. They choose foods based on marketing messages rather than nutritional value. They use food as a drug to numb their feelings or as a weapon to punish themselves for perceived failures. But you're going to reclaim your power over what you put into your body. You're going to understand that every single thing you consume either moves you closer to your goals or further away from them. There is no neutral. Every bite is either an investment in your energy and vitality or a withdrawal from your personal power bank. Nutritional sovereignty begins with understanding that your body is not just a vessel that carries your consciousness around. Your body is the physical manifestation of your self-respect. When you nourish your body with high-quality foods, you're sending a message to your subconscious mind that you are valuable, that you are worth caring for, that you deserve to feel amazing. I want you to start seeing food as information. Every meal is a set of instructions you're giving to your cells. When you eat processed foods loaded with chemicals and artificial ingredients, you're telling your body to operate in survival mode. You're instructing your cells to store fat, create inflammation, and conserve energy. But when you choose whole, natural foods, you're telling your body to thrive. You're giving it the tools it needs to build lean muscle, burn fat efficiently, and maintain sustained energy throughout the day. Your nutritional choices also directly impact your mental and emotional state. The food you eat affects your neurotransmitter production, which influences your mood, your motivation, and your ability to make good decisions. When you eat sugar and processed carbohydrates, you create blood sugar spikes and crashes that leave you feeling anxious, irritable, and mentally foggy. When you choose protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates, you create stable energy and mental clarity that allows you to show up as your best self. The practice of nutritional sovereignty also means planning your meals in advance. Successful women don't leave their nutrition to chance. They don't wait until they're hungry and stressed to decide what to eat. They plan their meals when they're in a clear, calm state of mind, ensuring that they always have healthy options readily available. The third habit that every woman must master is the discipline of physical movement. I'm not talking about exercise as punishment for what you ate yesterday. I'm not talking about working out because you hate your body and want to change it. I'm talking about movement as a celebration of what your body can do, as a practice of self-respect, and as a daily investment in your physical and mental strength. Your body was designed to move. Every system in your body functions better when you move regularly. Your cardiovascular system becomes more efficient. Your lymphatic system moves toxins more effectively. Your musculoskeletal system maintains its strength and flexibility. Your nervous system produces more feel-good neurotransmitters. Movement isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling powerful and capable in your own skin. But here's what most women don't understand about physical movement. It's not just about your body. Every time you choose to move your body when you don't feel like it, you're building mental discipline. Every time you push through the voice in your head that says you're too tired or too busy, you're strengthening your ability to do hard things. Every time you complete a workout, you're proving to yourself that you can keep commitments to yourself. This mental training transfers to every area of your life. The discipline you build in the gym shows up in your career when you need to have a difficult conversation with your boss. The persistence you develop through physical challenges helps you stick with your business goals when things get tough. The confidence you gain from getting stronger physically translates into emotional and mental strength in all areas of your life. Your movement practice doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. It doesn't have to involve expensive equipment or gym memberships. It just has to be consistent and intentional. Maybe it's a 20-minute walk every morning. Maybe it's the body weight workout in your living room. Maybe it's dancing to your favorite music or doing yoga videos online. The specific activity matters less than the daily commitment to honoring your body through movement. What matters most is that you approach your movement practice with the right mindset. You're not moving to fix something wrong with your body. You're moving to celebrate everything right with your body. You're not exercising to earn food or to punish yourself for past choices. You're moving because you respect yourself enough to take care of the only body you'll ever have. The fourth habit that will revolutionize your life is the practice of mental decluttering. Your mind is like a computer, and throughout the day it accumulates mental junk that slows down its processing speed and clouds your decision-making ability. Most women carry around years of accumulated mental clutter, old resentments, limiting beliefs, other people's opinions, negative self-talk, and worry about things they cannot control. Mental decluttering is the daily practice of clearing out these mental files that no longer serve you. It's about becoming conscious of your thoughts and choosing which ones deserve your attention and which ones need to be deleted from your mental hard drive. The first step in mental decluttering is awareness. Most people are completely unconscious of their thought patterns. They let their minds run on autopilot, recycling the same worries, fears, and negative narratives day after day. But you're going to become the observer of your own thoughts. You're going to start noticing when your mind goes down rabbit holes of anxiety or self-doubt. Once you become aware of your thought patterns, you can start to challenge them. When you catch yourself thinking something limiting or negative, you're going to ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is it helping me move toward my goals or away from them? Is it based on facts or just familiar fears? If the thought isn't serving you, you're going to consciously choose to redirect your mental energy towards something more productive. Mental decluttering also involves setting boundaries with information consumption. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with news, social media, advertisements, and other people's opinions. Most of this information is designed to trigger emotional reactions rather than provide genuine value. You're going to become extremely selective about what you allow into your mental space. This means curating your social media feeds to include only content that inspires, educates, or uplifts you. It means limiting your news consumption to specific times of day rather than constantly checking for updates. It means choosing books, podcasts, and conversations that align with your goals and values rather than consuming whatever happens to be popular or trending. Mental decluttering is also about releasing the need to have an opinion about everything. You don't need to have a reaction to every piece of drama or controversy that crosses your path. You don't need to engage in every argument or defend every position. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply choose not to participate in mental activities that drain your energy. The fifth habit that every extraordinary woman practices is the art of strategic learning. Most people stop learning once they finish their formal education, but successful women understand that in a rapidly changing world, continuous learning isn't optional. It's essential for relevance and growth. Strategic learning is different from random information consumption. It's the intentional acquisition of knowledge and skills that directly support your goals and vision for your life. It's about identifying the gaps between where you are and where you want to be, then systematically filling those gaps through focused study and practice. Your strategic learning practice begins with clarity about your objectives. What do you want to achieve in the next year? What skills do you need to develop to reach those goals? What knowledge do you need to acquire to become the woman you want to be? Once you have clarity on your learning objectives, you can create a systematic plan for skill development. Strategic learning also means choosing quality over quantity. Instead of trying to learn everything about everything, you're going to go deep on the subjects that matter most to your success. You're going to become exceptionally skilled in your areas of focus rather than mediocre in many different areas. This might mean reading books written by experts in your field. It might mean taking online courses that teach specific skills you need for your career advancement. It might mean finding mentors who can guide your development or joining professional organizations where you can learn from peers who are achieving the results you want. The key to effective strategic learning is application. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. Every piece of new information you acquire needs to be tested and integrated into your daily practice. You are going to experiment with new strategies, measure the results, and refine your approach based on what works. Strategic learning also involves learning from your own experiences. You're going to develop the habit of reflection, regularly analyzing your successes and failures to extract lessons that will improve your future performance. You're going to keep a learning journal where you document insights, breakthroughs, and patterns that emerge in your personal and professional life. The sixth habit that separates successful women from the rest is the practice of emotional regulation. Most people are completely at the mercy of their emotions. They let their feelings dictate their actions, make important decisions when they're in emotional states, and allow other people's moods to determine their own energy levels. But you're going to master your emotional world. You're going to understand that emotions are simply chemical reactions in your body that provide information about your environment and your thoughts. They are not orders that you must obey. They are not facts about your circumstances. They are temporary experiences that you can observe, understand, and manage. Emotional regulation begins with emotional awareness. You're going to start paying attention to your emotional patterns throughout the day. When do you feel most energetic and optimistic? When do you tend to feel overwhelmed or anxious? What triggers your emotional responses? What thoughts or situations consistently lead to specific emotional states? This awareness allows you to make conscious choices about how you want to feel. If you know that checking social media first thing in the morning makes you feel anxious and scattered, you can choose to delay that activity until after you've established a positive emotional state. If you know that certain people consistently drain your energy, you can limit your interactions with them or prepare emotionally before seeing them. Emotional regulation also involves developing healthy coping strategies for challenging emotions. Instead of trying to avoid or suppress difficult feelings, you're going to learn to feel them fully while maintaining your ability to think clearly and act wisely. This might involve deep breathing techniques, physical movement, journaling, or simply sitting quietly and observing your emotional experience without judgment. One of the most powerful aspects of emotional regulation is learning to generate positive emotional states on command. You're not going to wait for good things to happen to you before you allow yourself to feel good. You're going to take responsibility for creating the emotional experiences you want through gratitude practices, visualization, physical movement, music, or whatever strategies work best for your unique nervous system. The emotional regulation is also about managing your energy around other people. You're going to become conscious of how different people affect your emotional state and make strategic choices about how much time and energy you invest in various relationships. You're going to set boundaries that protect your emotional well-being while still being caring and compassionate toward others. The seventh habit that every woman must develop is the skill of effective communication. Your ability to express yourself clearly, persuasively, and authentically will determine your success in every area of life. Whether you're negotiating a salary increase, building relationships, leading a team, or simply advocating for your needs, your communication skills are the tools that will help you create the life you want. Effective communication starts with clarity about your own thoughts and feelings. You can't communicate effectively with others until you understand what you're actually trying to express. This means taking time to process your thoughts before important conversations, identifying your core message, and being honest about your underlying emotions and motivations. Most women have been conditioned to communicate in ways that minimize their power. They use tentative language, apologize for having opinions, or soften their messages to avoid potential conflict. But you're going to learn to communicate with confidence and authority. You're going to express your thoughts clearly and directly without apologizing for taking up space or having needs. This doesn't mean being aggressive or insensitive. Powerful communication combines strength with compassion, directness with diplomacy. You can be firm in your boundaries while still being kind. You can express disagreement without being disagreeable. You can advocate for your needs without dismissing other people's concerns. Effective communication also involves active listening. Most people are so focused on what they want to say next that they miss important information and emotional cues from others. You're going to practice listening with your full attention, asking clarifying questions, and reflecting back what you hear to ensure understanding. And your communication skills also extend to how you talk to yourself. The internal dialogue that runs through your mind all day is constantly shaping your self-concept and your emotional state. You're going to become conscious of your self-talk and choose words that support your growth and success rather than undermining your confidence. This internal communication practice involves replacing self-criticism with self-compassion, fear-based thoughts with empowering alternatives, and limiting beliefs with expansive possibilities. You're going to talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend, with kindness, encouragement, and unwavering support. The 8th habit that will transform your daily experience is the practice of intentional environment design. Your physical environment has a profound impact on your mental state, your productivity, and your overall quality of life. Most people accept whatever environment they find themselves in, but successful women understand that they can actively shape their surroundings to support their goals and well-being. Intentional environment design starts with your living space. Your home should be a sanctuary that nurtures your soul and supports your daily practices. This doesn't mean you need expensive furniture or perfect decor. It means creating spaces that feel calm, organized, and inspiring to you. Your bedroom should promote rest and relaxation. This means keeping it clean, comfortable, and free from work materials or electronic devices that might interfere with sleep. Your kitchen should support healthy eating habits with nutritious foods easily accessible and tempting processed foods stored out of sight. Your workspace should inspire productivity and creativity with good lighting, minimal distractions, and easy access to the tools you need. But environment design goes beyond your physical space. You also need to curate your social environment carefully. The people you spend time with have an enormous influence on your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. You're going to become intentional about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and support your vision for your life. This might mean spending less time with friends who consistently complain or gossip, and more time with people who are pursuing meaningful goals. It might mean joining groups or organizations where you can meet like-minded individuals who share your values and ambitions. It might mean finding mentors who can guide your development or accountability partners who will help you stay committed to your goals. Your information environment is equally important. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the movies you watch, and the websites you visit all shape your worldview and influence your daily decisions. You're going to become extremely selective about the information you consume, choosing content that educates, inspires, and empowers you, rather than content that entertains but adds no value to your life. The 9th habit that every woman must master is the art of strategic rest and recovery. In a culture that glorifies busyness and treats exhaustion like a badge of honor, most women have forgotten how to rest effectively. They feel guilty about taking breaks, sacrifice sleep for productivity, and push through fatigue until they reach the point of burnout. But you're going to understand that rest isn't the opposite of productivity. It's an essential component of sustained high performance. Your body and mind need regular periods of recovery to maintain optimal function. Without adequate rest, your decision-making ability declines, your immune system weakens, your emotional regulation suffers, and your creativity diminishes. Strategic rest begins with prioritizing sleep. Quality sleep is when your brain processes the day's experiences, consolidates memories, and repairs cellular damage. During sleep, your body produces hormones that regulate metabolism, support immune function, and promote emotional balance. You're going to protect your sleep like the valuable resource it is. This means creating a consistent bedtime routine that signals to your body that it's time to wind down. It means keeping your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet to promote deep sleep. It means avoiding caffeine, large meals, and stimulating activities in the hours before bedtime. It means putting away electronic devices at least an hour before sleep to avoid the blue light that interferes with your natural circadian rhythms. Strategic rest also involves building micro-recoveries into your daily schedule. These are brief periods throughout the day when you step away from demanding tasks and allow your nervous system to reset. This might be a 5-minute meditation between meetings, a short walk around the block during your lunch break, or simply sitting quietly and taking a few deep breaths. You're also going to schedule regular periods of deeper rest and rejuvenation. This might be a weekly Sabbath, where you disconnect from work and focus on activities that restore your energy. It might be monthly retreats, where you step away from your normal routine and gain perspective on your life and goals. It might be annual vacations, where you completely disconnect from your responsibilities and allow your mind and body to fully recharge. Strategic rest includes learning to say no to commitments that don't align with your priorities. Every yes to one thing is a no to something else, including rest and recovery. You're going to become extremely selective about how you spend your time and energy, protecting your capacity for the things that matter most. The 10th and final habit that will revolutionize your daily experience is the practice of continuous identity evolution. Most people develop an identity in early adulthood and then spend the rest of their lives trying to prove that identity is fixed and unchangeable. They say things like, "I'm just not a morning person," or "I'm not good with money," or "I'm too shy to speak in public," as if these characteristics are permanent features of their personality. But you're going to understand that identity is fluid and malleable. You have the power to consciously evolve who you are by changing what you consistently do. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Every habit you maintain is reinforcing a particular identity. Every choice you make is either strengthening your current self-concept or creating a new one. Success is continuous identity evolution begins with clarity about who you want to become. What kind of woman do you want to be in 5 years? What qualities do you want to embody? What would your ideal self think, feel, and do in various situations? Once you have a clear vision of your evolved identity, you can start making daily choices that align with that vision. This process requires you to release attachment to your current limitations and stories about yourself. Maybe you've always thought of yourself as someone who struggles with discipline, but your evolved identity is someone who consistently follows through on commitments. Maybe you've seen yourself as shy and introverted, but your future self is confident and socially comfortable. These shifts don't happen overnight, but they do happen through consistent daily practices that reinforce your new identity. Continuous identity evolution also means being willing to outgrow relationships, environments, and activities that no longer align with who you're becoming. As you evolve, you may find that some friendships feel less fulfilling, some entertainment options feel like a waste of time, or some career paths feel too small for your expanded vision of yourself. This growth can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for becoming the woman you're meant to be. The beautiful thing about conscious identity evolution is that it's never too late to start. Regardless of your age, your past experiences, or your current circumstances, you have the power to begin evolving your identity today. Every moment is an opportunity to choose thoughts, feelings, and actions that align with your highest vision of yourself.